One last video, again, from the last one I said was going to be the last video. But why not? Because I'm so sick of having my life surveillanced and pried upon and monitored and so forth. So I'll say this. Yeah, I've never been a drug user and I've barely drunk alcohol in my life. There. So accept that information because that's true and I can back it up through documents if you want to go further and take it legally. Do it because you're going to make a fool out of yourself. Do it because you're also going to make yourself known as what a type of person you are when it comes to being involved in criminal behaviour and drugs and so forth. So do it because I've never ever been a drug user. Ever. Stephanie DeSalis is some little low-life scumbag that stalked me on social media. So I'll tell people like Belinda Jeffries, drag that bitch back to Melbourne where she belongs. Anyone who says I'm making something up, let me just go to Belinda Jeffries, the owner of La Boutique Hair Salon in Double Bay. Now, Belinda Jeffries, am I making this up? So you want to save face, so you'll probably say, oh, no, yeah, he is, or whatever, but just think for a sec. Am I making this up? How many deliveries did your friend Ush make? Okay? And how many times were you doing that behavior in front of me that I saw? And how many deliveries did Ush's, what's his name? Let's just call him Runner, friend, make? So the guy with the long blonde hair drove a bomb car. How many deliveries did he make? And how many times was I present to witness that? Okay. How many times did you and Anthony Toomer out the front of Anthony Toomer's parents' house do the same thing? And, like your friends that, we sat in the car together. Oh, Juzzy, yeah, you can come in. You're cool. Yeah, I'm cool. I'm loyal, Belinda. I'm not like-minded. There's a difference that you obviously don't understand. Maybe when you're involved in criminal behavior, there's people that are loyal but not like-minded. I'm loyal, Belinda Jeffries. I'm not like-minded. I don't use drugs. Well, I've never been a drug user. And I've barely drunk alcohol. But I'm loyal to people. I'm not like-minded, but I'm only loyal until you're not loyal to me. Because why would I be loyal? So, And Ush, the heavyset Russian guy, and his friend, let's just call his friends runners. Okay? They know what I've seen. Now let's just go to your friend that, we brought over my place for your birthday, okay, October 2016. So Walter Kennard. Ask Walter Kennard. Am I lying, Walter Kennard? Monty. Let's call Monty and ask his friend Monty. Was it Monty? Am I lying? What do I know? Walter Kennard. Place in Bondi, and I can't believe his behaviour. That all because I mentioned that my nan's cousin's from Bondi. Nan's cousin is from Bondi. But anyway, your wife's birthday, Walter Kennard, and I'm loyal, polite, nice, respectable. Yeah. Don't play games with me, guys. She did. So now I need your, in the last 9 years I've asked several times to have wrong information about me corrected. It's damaging me. Oh, by the way, I would never, ever do anything criminal to make money. Never have. Never done anything seedy. My money has come from being the fact that I landed a good job at Star Casino and was able to work 2 side jobs. Like, let's be honest. If I never got that job at Star, but I did. Look, and I deserved that job. I'd done hosting before that as well. So the salary package of $47,730 a year in my 20s. In my 20s, we're talking 20 years ago. That's why I had the money I had, because let's look at that salary. And then let's look at the fact that I was earning $25 an hour, cash in hand for my other jobs doing labouring. So during my 20s, if I didn't do that in my 20s, I wouldn't have had the amount of money. I always had money. I always worked. I've said this in the first video. So I always worked and had good jobs and had cash in hand jobs and worked. I had a good salary when I was at the Gazebo Hotel on Church Street, Parramatta in the year 2000 and so forth. But think, how was I able to get the amount of money I had? Here. $47,730 a year as a salary package at Star Casino as a VIP host. Okay. My overhead's my rent at the time. Okay, my rent at the time was $300 a week maximum. Yes, that's right. For that terraced house in Surrey Hills was $300 a week maximum. I already owned everything outright. My car, I've had all my cars are owned outright. My assets, my belongings, and so forth, because I already had all this. All right. So the other overheads. So here's the thing. My salary was pretty much banked. My salary from Star, because the other thing I had was my mortgage, but the place was rented out, so the rent covered the mortgage. Okay. Then I'm working side jobs. So the cash in hand side jobs paid for my living expenses, paid for my overheads. So therefore, I was left with having a salary that I didn't have to touch. It was going into savings. That's how. So my money has never come from things like, oh, I've never been a prostitute. I've never been a drug dealer or anything like this. This is how it's come from. Now, I asked for that truth to be told because I'm getting lied about by social workers since 2016. I'm getting lied about by people. My mother was asked to help correct it. So you people, Belinda Jeffries, Anthony Toomer, Walter Kennard, your friends Usha Monty, can ask people why they sat back and let Justin be lied about. This is your own family member. Go to Carol and say, why did you do this? Your son worked hard. Even if we, as a group, Belinda Jeffries, Anthony Toomer, even if we thought, oh, hang on, how does he get his money? Because we don't really know him. And we've thought wrong. You're his mother. You should have stood up and said, no, he worked his ass off. That's how he has what he had. I mean, like, in their defense, like, well, we didn't know. We thought maybe he was some, because you know what criminals think, everyone's a criminal. Thought he must have done, but no, this is how it was. VLP host at Star Casino, that's my salary. Then I had the other side jobs cash in hand. So here's another thing I'll tell you people. So Belinda Jeffries, Anthony Toomer, Walter Kennard, Osh, Monty, your connections. Here's the other thing. I worked hard. I've had low-life Aboriginals harass my life as well. I don't stand for that. It's a shame that Australia was actually colonised by the British, because I'm sure if any other nationality colonised Australia, there wouldn't be any Aboriginals left. I don't support them. I can't stand them. I think they're entitled pieces of shit arseholes that project and look what everyone else has and want it for themselves. As far as I'm concerned, what a shame. We've already had Everleigh Street. Lebanese did the best thing. They stood up to the Aboriginals. Everleigh Street in Redfern. Maybe we need a repeat of that to start putting Aboriginals back where they belong. Because they are entitled pieces of shit. They're not hard done by. They're arseholes that cause trouble to other people's lives. They're not nice people. I've never known one decent Aboriginal in all my life. Pieces of shit people. Pieces of shit people, Aboriginals are. And they'll always be that. They look what they get, all this help out, all this money from the government. They look what someone else has, and they instantly treat the other person that has money or more than them as if they undeserved it. Yet, like me, I worked so hard to have my cars, my assets, my belongings, my savings. So there you go. So I'll tell you, group of people like Belinda Jeffries, Anthony Toomer, Walter Kennard, your friends with Monty and Ush and so forth. I've asked for help to people that have my back. Same thing I've asked for the last 9 years. I was so loyal to you. I was loyal to a lot of people. I've never been a drug user. I've never been a drug dealer. I've never been a prostitute. I've never done anything like that. All I did was, sure, okay, sit there having a conversation with Belinda Jeffries and I'm like, all right, well, that's what she does. Okay, fine. I'm loyal. Okay, not like-minded. Loyal. But if you're not loyal to me when I'm telling you this is what's going on and I do need help to have it resolved, and these people, groups and organisations and social workers and Aboriginal organisations, fucking Aboriginals, entitled pieces of shit that think they're above the law. Well, show them what being above the law is. Put them in the fucking place. I've asked for this assistance from people that I've been loyal to for 9 years. So then why would I be loyal to people? No, especially when you're not loyal to me.